Friends, today's NRI Samay program from Los Angeles brought to you commercial free by listeners like you. Your generous donations make possible for us to stay commercial free, and today's show is pre-recorded. If you have a question for the guest, please send an email to nrisamay@gmail.com. We will follow up with the guest and find the answer for you. Thank you for your support.
Hello, namaste, and good evening. Welcome to NRI Samay. I'm Tejaswini, your today's host. Last week on August 28th, we have celebrated 50th anniversary of Martin Luther King. I Have a Dream speech, which emphasized all men are equal and tried to put a check to the racial discrimination in the United States. Now, in India, we have a campaign, Dark is Beautiful, which is going on similar lines against color discrimination. Today, we have one of the campaign coordinators and founder of Women of Worth, also known as WOW, Ms. Kavita Emmanuel, with us on NRI Samay. So welcome, Kavita, to our weekend NRI Samay shows. How are you feeling today?
Thank you. I'm good. I'm great. Thank you.
So can you tell, what is all about this Dark is Beautiful campaign? Can you enlighten us about the importance of this campaign?
Okay, this campaign was started in 2009, and as you announced, that WOW is Women of Worth, which is a women's NGO. We work in the area of training young women in schools and colleges and even, other corporates. So in our experience, one of the issues that surfaced is the issue of skin color bias, and we just kept hearing more and more stories of real people facing, real issues to do with skin color discrimination. Either they were rejected as potential marriage partners because their skin color, or for instance in schools and colleges, if you're dark skinned, you cannot play certain roles in school events. Children were even rejected playing or taking lead roles in theater or in school events just because of dark skin color. And we realized how much it affects the self-worth of children because they're rejected in various fronts. So they face skin color discrimination in various forms actually here in India, and so we thought we should address this and do something about this because we're a nation with 1.2 billion shades of beautiful, and so we just cannot say just one color, one shade is beautiful. So that's why we started this campaign.
That's awesome to know that you have started this campaign to address all such people who have faced discrimination. But can you elaborately tell us how does this campaign works, and what kind of training you give in schools and colleges, and can you elaborate your activities for us?
Yeah, see, when we started this campaign in 2009, we realized that this is a very sensitive issue, right? So people actually don't want to talk about it, and we actually didn't know if everybody wants to talk about it or thought this was an issue. So what we thought we'll do when we started off was to give this issue artistic expression. So that's actually how we started off saying, we're holding a series of contests in photography, painting, essays and short stories and poetry. And so, and then we were so surprised to see an overwhelming response. We got, just in a span of 2 weeks, we got more than 300 entries for each category. And so that's when we realized this is an issue that has to be addressed, and people are ready to talk about it. And giving it artistic expression also is a healing process, So we've actually we got this idea from a 12th grader who said, I've done a series of paintings on this for my school project because I have faced skin color discrimination. Here are the paintings. And so we had an exhibition of that. So since 2009, we've also been doing media literacy workshops in schools, so we teach people how to deconstruct media messages. And so actually what has happened recently is that this issue has sort of become a national debate. So we hope to take the same media literacy modules across our whole nation. That's what we're hoping to do.
Yeah, that's very true. Either confining to India itself, every Indian woman, irrespective of their color shade, whether very dark or comparatively dark, they face this issue from their neighbors or the family members in one or the other occasion, which will be like very disturbing, which will disturb them psychologically. Did you do any research that does it really have any psychological effects on people, like on their personality or on their self-esteem and indirectly on their career or on their persona?
Yes, definitely. That is true, especially when it comes to children in their younger age. They're highly influential, and so when they're told that they are not good enough because of their skin color, it definitely affects them. They retreat into a shell, or they lose their confidence, or and it probably could also have other effects where they probably become too aggressive, in order to get attention. Actually, if you read our blog, on our blog site, you would see stories of people who survived discrimination or still, kind of trying to overcome it. So it affects people psychologically. And the way they perform, because of the lack of confidence or thinking that I'm not good enough, so probably, this is something I cannot do. So, yeah.
Yeah, on this note, like as you have mentioned your blog, the darkisbeautiful.blogspot.in, if any of our listeners want to read, there are many real-time stories who have overcome this issue, and inspiring stories too. So, did you start this blog in the 2009 year at this in the same time, or did it started earlier? Who is the actual creator of this blog? Who got this idea?
We are an organization, as I told you, so it's a combined effort of our whole team, and we kind of started it soon after the launch. But it hasn't been active until recently when we started receiving stories of people. So we basically talk to people who write to us, respond to us on Facebook, and we ask them, would you like to share your story? And that's how it goes. And then they send us their story. We edit it and we post it. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. So, what kind of support are you getting from the people, like in general, from the schools or from the public?
Our main way of kind of spreading the message till now has been through social media, because when we're a small NGO, we're not a big organization, but we have big dreams, and we want to see the message that all people are beautiful and valuable, reach every person in India. So we basically have been doing our message, conveying our message through social media, and we want to do more. This is just the beginning. We want to take it, out in other forms as well. But we've had an amazing response. So definitely, people want to talk about it. They said they've written to us saying that you guys have started talking about it. I'm so glad. I've been through this sort of discrimination, and I'm happy you're here to talk about it. Yes, the response we've received through social media definitely has been very good, and we're really grateful for that.
Yeah. So it's like what kind of logical conclusion does this campaign can give? Like what kind of obviously the conclusion is irrespective of their skin tone, everybody is beautiful. The beauty doesn't depend on the skin tone, right? But what else, like how are you injecting, you are making an amazing effort in approaching people, and through your paintings or through your blog or through your writings and through your campaigns. But what kind of logical conclusion, what is the logical conclusion for your campaign? Like can you tell it in your words briefly?
Yeah, see, we have a few things planned, but I can tell you a few things, practical things that we want to, do through the campaign. One of it is, I don't know if you've heard about our change.org petition against unfair advertising. So that is a place where we have asked a particular brand to take down their ad because that kind of equates a person's success to skin color. So that is one thing, one area where we want to see change. We want to see that the advertising industry is sensitive to the way they do their advertisements and not tell people you're not good enough because you're dark. And we want to see cosmetic brands come up with makeup, for Indian skin, different shades of Indian skin. Otherwise, the first thing you walk into a parlor or a cosmetic shop is they ask you, do you want skin lightening products? In fact, if you visit any such shop in India, you would see that even international brands, when they come to India, they introduce a fairness product. Okay, so that has become a major marketing strategy. So we just want to say that is discriminatory, so please be sensitive to people who, and in our country, we are different shades. So, give us products that give us healthy skin, instead of discriminating. So these are some of the things we want to do. We want to see our media literacy modules being translated into vernacular languages. And we are aware that, this is such a deep-rooted bias in our society, and it will take time, for people to get an awareness that this is actually hurting many people. So we are aware of that. It's going to take time, but we're not going to give up. We're just going to, keep at it and wait and see change, though it might be slow.
Yeah, that is true. It's like it's been there since generations. I don't know when it has started. What is the origin of this? Because it's like in the history, nowhere it is mentioned in any form, except at least in Indian history, as far as I know. But this is there in the people's minds, like when it comes to marriage, when it comes to, as you said, like the annual programs or functions in the schools where when they select girls, and it's like even though they are highly talented based on their color, they'll get like different roles, like not exactly like what they like playing. So it's like very deep rooted in people's mind. How do you think we can solve this?
Sorry, I didn't get you. Sorry, can you repeat?
Like this complex, this color complex is very deep rooted in the people. It's like it's not just deep rooted in the darker color people or the fairer color people. It's like it's there in the it's there in everybody. Even the parents think if one of the child is darker means they'll comment on it. So how do you think we can solve this this deep rooted nature in their mindset?
Definitely, it's as I said, it's going to take a long time. But the more we keep talking about it, the more we dialogue, and the more we keep telling people, you see, this is causing hurt. So part of our media literacy plan is also to reach out to parents through schools and reach out to people in our communities. So it is a process, and definitely it's not going to be achieved if just us or just a group of us try to do that. We need more hands. We need more people talking about it, more such campaigns that spread the awareness that you're a person, so you have value and worth no matter what your color. And beauty is not just what you see on the outside. Beauty is who you are as a person, and that's going to shine out of who you are, and that's going to be evident in how people see you. So there's many layers to it when we talk about media literacy, so, and also talk about self-esteem and what a person's worth is. So it's more than what we see on the outside. It's more than what people have talked about for so long. So we just hope many people will join us and do this. It has to be a movement. It's not something just a small organization can do. It has to be a people's movement. You give people their worth and dignity because they are people. So yeah.
It's not just a debate. It's like we can eradicate it like by discussing openly and broadly.
Yes.
That's very true.
Friends, NRI Samay is a non-profit independent alternate media from Los Angeles, USA, which brings positive stories from grassroots activists from all corners of India and across the world. NRI Samay does not rely on corporate funding and our shows are commercial free. We only rely on your donations. Corporate funded media is driven by the TRP rating and profits are blurring the distinction between news and entertainment. Why do our news channels talk so much about cricket, movies, accidents, popular figures' personal lives, babies of heroines, gossips, etc., while they should be covering the struggles of people, inequality in our society, rural issues, and border security issues? Why did our media raise some corruption crusaders to the sky on one day and shut them off completely when graft charges were raised on those corporate sponsors? Media relies so much on the corporate funding and government blessings that they cannot report independently. NRI Samay is different. We don't accept funds from any corporations and hence our shows are commercial free. We completely rely on donations from you. Please consider donating to NRI Samay and please go to nrisamay.com and donate generously. This is the only way together that we can continue NRI Samay. All donations are kept transparent on nrisamay.com. And if you have any questions, please write to nrisamay@gmail.com.
This is talking about color is is a racial discrimination in many parts of the globe, but unfortunately in some parts of the globe it's like this people talk it openly and offensively. It's not about their color, especially we face it in India more as what do we have any laws in India for this, like against this? Is it talking about the color? Is it like categorized as a racial discrimination?
As far as I know, there is no mention directly to the fact that color discrimination is, illegal. But definitely, we are a nation with so many different races and so many different shades. So I think it is to be understood that when our Constitution says that, we respect all people irrespective of their caste, creed, or religion. So I think people have to take it in the broad sense of term. But it would be great to have legislation against skin color bias, but I'm aware that alone is not going to change how people see skin color. We need change of attitude. So we hope people will really take note of that and change that. And we are a beautiful country with so many different races, so many different cultures. And, actually speaking, we should be an example to the rest of the world how we, being so different, we are one people. So I wish even when it comes to skin color, we will be able to show the world that it doesn't matter. It's who you are as a person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very true. So you mentioned earlier that you are campaigning against the products that and the ads that come up in the TVs and televisions and movies about their color on the fairness creams and etc. So what is the impact of celebrities endorsing fairness creams?
I'm not against celebrities endorsing products. It's their choice what they want to do. But yes, we really would like celebrities in our nation to lead the change, when it comes to skin color discrimination. We, as I said, this is a petition that goes out to them on change.org saying that, it's high time we stopped advertising for products that, promote discrimination. So please be sensitive. Please show, India that you care, and no matter what people's skin color is, So we really want to see change in the way celebrities endorse these products.
Yeah, that's true. But do you really think like the fairness creams promoting their fairness creams through celebrities and does it have a huge impact on people? Like it's like there are many fairness cream advertisements which show that like after using it for a couple of days, they'll turn into a moon-like color. So will it impact anything like? Can you elaborate the issues? Like, can you elaborate your work on this?
Absolutely. See, why would brands want to use celebrities if they think that's not going to work? That's not something that works. Definitely, as in in our culture is that we hero worship. We look up to people who are celebrities, and so when people talk, the people who are celebrities, when they say something, people stop and listen. And so I remember talking to one young boy who's my office assistant, and I asked him, have you heard about this product, this fairness product? He said, yes, I've been using that for 3 years. I said, why do you think you need it? Why are you using it? He said, that's because this celebrity endorses it, and I want to, look like him. I want to be like him. So obviously, such advertisements, they speak to people from different levels in our society, and it doesn't matter what people's economic background is when celebrities speak. Movies are big, Bollywood is big, and so people do, place a lot of value in what celebrities say.
Yeah, that's true. It's like some of the advertisements, like they have their own tone, but it is ridiculous to watch some advertisements where celebrities advertise the fairness campaigns. Anyhow, is the censor board is unable to tackle this kind of issues, like with the advertisements like that come on the televisions where public watches them, and it's like did you approach them in any way?
Approach who?
Censor board, like against
Yeah, we plan to do that, and that's the reason we posted this petition. And definitely, we're hoping that they would respond. We will, as openings come, we'll definitely take that up and pursue this, very seriously. Speaking to advertising industry, speaking to celebrities and filmmakers, and say let's together join hands and change perception. That only fair skin is beautiful. Let's do it because we're doing it for our people, and they are people of different shades. So let's do it together. So that's definitely something we want to do.
That's true. Okay, I have a question from a listener, and her name is Ramya, and her question is, how do you think we can identify children who are low in self-esteem because of this issue, and how do you plan to start explaining about this to parents and the kids as well?
Okay, thanks for your question, Ramya. I know talking to it about little children is not easy. You cannot directly approach them and ask them, do you have skin color bias because you're dark-skinned? So the way we have planned it is, and we're going to make it available for everybody to, have access to it pretty soon. So the way we do it with little children, that is our elementary module, we actually call it different. We call it something like, you can have friends of different colors. So what we will try to tell children that age is, you are beautiful. You're great the way you are, and to identify how they have is, I think parents are the best people, to find out what the children are going through. And we have had parents come and tell us, my child came home today and told me that, she wasn't chosen for a school photograph, and she asked me, is it because I'm dark? So those are signs that parents need to pick up, and media literacy is something that parents can do as well. So it definitely takes time with little ones. You need to talk to them, ask them to express what they feel about themselves, ask them, how they feel about their skin color, and so it is a process of sitting down with each child and identifying their needs. And so there are probably children who are dark, and because of the environment that they've grown in, they might not even have thought about it or feel that, there's something called skin color discrimination, and that's absolutely fine. We don't have to sow thoughts that, there is something like skin color discrimination. But definitely as they grow older, they'll probably begin to notice, yes, there's some kind of a difference here. I'm feeling something. And probably then we can address it. So it definitely takes time to talk, talking to each child and finding out what the child's need is.
Yeah, that's it's like a process of counseling people.
Yes,
If we can explain them, if we can talk about it openly, and if we can counsel them properly, then there starts the seed of beginning.
Yes. And telling them, the importance of diversity, the beauty in diversity. See, you have friends and you're all of different shades, so that's absolutely fine. That's how God made all of you. Each one is different. So definitely,
Yeah, that's very true. I remember, on this note, I remember my grandmother telling me, explaining me the color of Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, who are like in the mythology, who are darker in color, but they are the mightiest people, and boosting the spirits of the younger children. That really will have an impact on the children in that age.
Yeah,
the words we speak. Yeah.
Yes. The words we speak are so important, especially to children. So,
Yeah, that's very true. So your change.org or the Dark is Beautiful campaigning is it's not just confined to India, right? It's globally you are getting responses from different parts of the world.
Yes.
And which is very awesome.
Yes. We're really happy.
Do you have any kind of statistics that where the racial discrimination, especially towards the women, or racial discrimination on color is the highest?
We haven't really figured that out, but we have had a lot of response from Asia and so South Asian countries and our neighboring countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and even some from the Middle East, and some responses from Africa as well. But most of our responses has been from India. We have had a few from UK and the US, and some Australia. So it's been amazing how there's something that we can do towards changing this perception. So we're really grateful to all these people who have responded to us, even from Malaysia and Singapore, I think, all our neighboring countries. So I know that this bias is definitely strong in South Asian countries. So that is, we don't have exact statistics or to say that here it is this much, but we're aware it is really strong and down here. So.
I see. Okay. So can you give the where our listeners can file their petition for unchange.org for this cause, and do you have anything to say with our listeners on NRI Samay?
Absolutely. Our petition on change.org, all you have to do is change.org/darkisbeautiful, and our petition will be there. It will take you just 30 seconds to sign the petition if you want to show support to this campaign. So please do that. Please sign the petition, and also log on to our Facebook page, which is again facebook.com/darkisbeautiful. Participate, discuss, and if you have a story you want to share with us, please write to us. And thank you so much for listening. And if you have someone in your family who is darker than the rest, value that person for who he or she is. And if it's a child, value that person. Speak positive things into the child. God made all of us beautiful, and give value to people because they are people. Thank you.
That's awesome. It is awesome talking with you, Kavita, and it is really, it's very nice to know about your organization. Wow, Women of Worth, and it is really wow. And it's like I'm sure like your Dark is Beautiful campaign will succeed, and we'll find change in future from our people, especially in our South Asian countries where people are facing such discrimination. And I wish you good luck on behalf
Thank
of
you,
NRI Samay.
Tejaswini. Thank you so much. Thank you for calling me and talking to me. And thank you so much, Tejaswini. Thank you.
Thank you. So that's it for today, listeners, and we'll be up with another show and another guest, incredible guest and incredible interviews in next week. Thanks for now. Good night.
Friends, if you liked today's show, please go to youtube.com/NRI Samay and click on the subscribe button. You will get notified every time we publish a new show. And you can also like us on our social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, and Google.